What's going on, peoples? What's happening? What's happening? Hey, listen. It's Thursday. It's been raining all week here in Atlanta. But the one thing I want to say is, listen, I had to bring it out. I've done 3 or 4 reviews on this cigar, and this is by far one of my favorite cigars. It's definitely in my top 5. The Sin Compromiso. You know, price point is usually anywhere between 22 to 26, so it's kind of pricey, but it is well worth it. It is a full body cigar that has a lot of flavor, a lot of complexity, and a lot of great notes that's very relaxing. So I want to say that first. Just let you know what kind of Thursday we're having here. This is the first time in a week that we've had a clear night. You know, because it's been so foggy and rainy here, you know, in Atlanta. So it's just, you know, time to celebrate. Just the simple fact that it ain't raining no more. So, light up. But listen, this is also an informational situation. Whenever you see cigars that has a cedar wrapper on it, it has a little cedar sleeve on it, do you know what that's for? That is actually for you to light the cigar for. So you take the sleeve off, you take the plastic off, you take the tape off, and you break it down, and you light this. So that's what you do to light your cigar. So you take it, get a good light on it. Sometimes it don't work that good. There you go. And it's supposed to give you a pure light. You know, everybody sit here and talk about the pure lights. You know, you have wood matches, you have, you have clean fuel, you know, butane, cedar matches, you know, cedar lights, cedar sticks, all of that kind of stuff to light your cigar. And the premise behind that is so that you don't get any fuel or it doesn't distort the taste of your cigar. To do that. Listen, the only downside to it is you got to make sure you get a good burn, even burn, You got to make sure you have a good even burn on it. Blow through it a couple of times. Phenomenal stick. If you ever get a chance to try it. I know my man up at 78 Emporium, Kenny, he has them. He just got them in Chateau Cigars up in Johns Creek. They have them. Those are the only 2 places that I know that I usually always go get my Sin Compromisos from. Phenomenal stick. I recommend it to anybody that has, if you have not tried it. I wouldn't recommend this for people that don't know the difference between cigars. I'll just be honest with you, because you're going to end up spending $22 or $26 or $28, and you're going to be looking for the wow effect, and it's never going to come because you have to develop your palate to the point where you're being able to identify all of the notes that are in this particular cigar and these particular smokes. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Hey, listen. A couple of things I want to talk on. And I'm so glad that I got an opportunity to sit back and do this with you guys. So the first thing though I want to talk about is the Child Care Act that was passed on Tuesday. And from my understanding, what it's stating that any child that is over the age of 7 or 8, you're no longer going to be able to get the child care credit if you are single. The only people that will be able to benefit from that is if you are married or you both live in the same household. Now, I understand the fact that it's a hard pill to bite, because what you're looking at is that money that was being utilized is for the betterment of the child. Supposedly be for the betterment of the child, to help assist with the child. The issue that we have with that is that for the people out there that utilize it, and please believe, I raised four, I got 4 children, and I've been through that process of, daycare and growth spurts and clothes and shoes and food and all of that. And the thing that you come across is this. Child care credit was formulated mainly for the process of assistance with daycare, the cost of daycare, because unless you were already in a program, whether it's Section 8, assisted living, whatever the situation may be, you had to pay child care. And child care is very expensive. It's very expensive. And take it from me, somebody, when my son was younger, and, I had them at Goddard. And Goddard is not a cheap monastery school. I was paying, back then, my son was born in 97, so you're talking about in between, 97 to 2004, 5, 6. I had to pay $1,300 a month for one child. And God knows what it is now, because that was back then. And then you got to put the birthday rule in. So any child that's born after September 1st, they got to go to the next year. So which means that you have a child that turns 5 or 6 years old, and they're not able to get in the pre-K program. They got to wait a whole another year. So that means that's another year that you gotta pay. That costs. So it's benefit to assist with that. Who is this going to affect? Unfortunately, it's going to affect a lot of single mothers that have multiple children, that look for tax time to be able to get that child care credit. So, if that child care credit, let's look at it from an example. If you have 3, the max that you can do is 3 children. So if you have 6 kids, you had people that were sitting here selling off the rights to their children for the other 3. They'll claim 3 of those children, trying to get all the tax care credit for it. And the thing about it is that if you just say on the average, if that's, $4,000 a child, it was $3,900 or $4,200 a child. So let's average it out, say $4,000 a child. That's $12,000 that you're looking at as a return. Now the problem is that most of the people that are receiving Section 8, of public assistance and things of that nature, and they're getting all this money, what's happening is that they're not feeding back into the program because they're not working. So they're not paying taxes, they're not paying taxes. And at the end of the day, this process that we're going through right now is because we're not we're not having money that's feed back into the program. Same thing with Social Security. Social Security right now, we're paying for our parents. And unfortunately right now, what we're looking at is that money that if you don't have your 401k set up, or if you don't have a retirement plan set up, IRAs, those type of things, or if you don't have, that number set aside from a financial planner that you need, are we going to really have Social Security there for us? And then Social Security amount is really not, it's not a big amount for you to be able to live and live fruitful off of. I mean, yeah, you're going to get your benefits, but even those are dwindling down when you're talking about Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, things of that nature. So a lot of that stuff that's dwindling down. We just have to really be wise about the next steps that we go right now, because they don't care. They're showing you that they don't care. Plan for your future. Plan for your future. Don't leave your future on the responsibility of government, someone else to take care of you, your children, because the last thing that you want to do is be in a space where you got to sit here and worry about somebody flipping you, feeding you, and providing for you when you need that help and support. Don't do it. Don't be in that space. Try to work hard to get yourself to the point where when you come to retirement age that you can sit here and say, hey, listen, I want to be in a space where I'm not living off of my children. I'm not living for my children to take care of me. Be honest with yourself. I mean, the one thing that I've come to realization, and that is that, I've been married a couple of times, and I'm now back out here in the market. But I do believe in love. I do believe in love. I think that love is a beautiful thing if you can share it with the right person. I think that love is a beautiful thing if you can sit back and you can be with a person that y'all click. Everything is good. They bring you peace. Now, nothing is perfect. No relationship is going to be perfect. But what you do is work on it. There are going to be things that she's going to want for you to be able to adapt to. And there's going to be things that he's going to want for you to adapt to. See, I believe in the concept happy house, happy spouse, meaning that two people have to be happy or work towards happiness, because there's no situation that's 100% happy. There is no one that is going to sit here and say that every day that they wake up, they're going to be happy. Every minute of the day, they're going to be happy. And it's not someone else's responsibility to make you happy. It's up to you. If you can't find happiness in yourself, nobody else ain't gonna be able to do that for you, baby. They're not. So why are we going through this process of thinking that, hey, I need someone to do this and do this and do that so that I can be happy? No, that's not gonna happen. If you can't make yourself happy, then how do you think someone else is gonna make you happy? Make me understand that. We have situations that come across, and sometimes they're blissful. But what life is about balance. If you look at the scale, if you put happiness so much on one side, it's not going to balance out. And life is not about that. Life is about balance. Because if you're always happy, you never have an opportunity to learn or grow. So that means that you'll never be beneficial to anyone or yourself. Because if everything is always frou-frou, unicorns this and unicorn that, listen, you don't. That means that you don't have an opportunity to grow. That means that you're not going to listen to anybody that's trying to give you solid information. You know everything. You feel everything. Everything is wonderful. Everything is this. You have to be able to have times where you go through situations for you to learn. And that's probably one of the most realest things that I can say to anybody that's listening and want to listen. You have to go through things to make you a better person. You know, you have to go through things to create humility in you. See, because you got to balance yourself. You have to balance yourself. You got to be able to say, I understand the things that people do. I choose not to do those things that compromise me as a person, my character, and my standards. One of the things that I've learned, that I've realized that I got to stop watching is the negativity stuff that comes through. You know, I got to change my algorithm, because some of the stuff that comes through when you see on the social media stuff, you are amazed at whether or not this stuff is real or if it's just a skit. Now, if it's a skit, it's for clicks. But some of the stuff that's for real, and you sit back and you say, wow, that is really messed up. That a person thinks that life is only about them. See, in a relationship, two people got to be working towards happiness. Not just one, two. So that means that, ladies, you got to appreciate your man. Men, appreciate your women. You know, sometimes you go through situations where you're going through things in life, and the people that are there for you, you can have a tendency to overlook them. And it's not that you try to overlook them or you do it purposely. It's just that you have things that are going on in your life that you have to try to identify and work through. Now, sometimes they create harsh situations, they create harsh comments, they create harsh conversations. But deep down in your heart, you have to be also transparent to say, hey, listen, I made a mistake. I recognize the wrong that I did and apologize. Be held accountable if you do some messed up stuff. Hold yourself accountable. You know, reflect. Sit back and look at life and look in the mirror and be like, you know what? That was messed up what I did. I apologize and I'm sorry. And I will try to make changes that I need to make sure that I don't put you in that position ever again. That's being accountable. Just because you don't say anything don't mean that it's going to go away. Just because you don't say anything about the subject don't mean that you can put the cover over your eyes and the boogeyman ain't going to be there when you take the cover off. He's still going to be there. Great cigar. Great cigar. I will recommend it. The other thing is, we have, I think, unfortunately, opened up Pandora's box. And for the people that don't know about the old fables about Pandora's box, is that Pandora's box is always supposed to be kept closed, because once you open it, you can never close it back. And I think that we've gotten to this space now where we can't close the box back. Relationships are at an all-time low. Marriage is at an all-time low. Guys are not doing the things that they used to do. They're not. The choices that you make, you're going to be held accountable for. Even if you don't hold yourself accountable, the people that are around you will. And the people that are in your life, and whether or not they want to deal with that situation or they want to be a part of it, they're going to be the ones that are going to say, hey, you know what? I'm good. Because my peace is more important than making you happy. My peace, my sanity, my bliss is more important than trying to go out here and suffice to make you happy when it's obvious that that's something that I can't do. I have no control over that. I don't. Great cigar. I cannot express this enough. This is the kind of cigar that on a night like tonight, where it's not too hot, not too cold, it's just right. I can sit out here, talk to you guys, have conversation, and just enjoy. Just enjoy. Man, I did a teriyaki tenderloin today. Surprisingly, I did it with some rice. I did it in an air fryer, and it seemed like I'm doing everything now in the air fryer. Chicken, pork chops, any of my meat products. I mean, I'm doing in the air fryer. It is what it is, And the one thing that I can truly sit here and say through this transition that I've gone through, being by myself and being on my own and the things of that nature, is how domesticated I've become. And I guess a lot of the things that I was doing, when I was married and things of that nature, just translated over to me taking care of what I need to take care of for myself. I can wash my own clothes. I can fold my own clothes. I put my own stuff up. I know how to clean. I know how to cook. Anything that needs to be done in my home, I can do. So for me, I don't need that type of situation. Now, if someone comes in and they offer to do those things for me, that's to me showing a level of love and support. If they come in and they make sure that I'm fed and they prepare a meal for me, and I graciously thank them for that. And I've had to learn over a period of time that, let me get up. If someone takes the time out to make sure that I have food prepared, let me at least try to, take some stuff down and wash up some things, or make sure I take my food, my plates out and put them in, either if I put them in the dishwasher, do those type of things. If I sit back and I'm in a space, try to keep things pretty much taken care of, assist, help. It doesn't necessarily always have to be about somebody going out there doing something. Take the load off. If I see that that someone is not washing the clothes, guess what? I know how to wash clothes. I know how to separate clothes, whites, dark. I'm not washing nothing together. I'm not making no red shirts pink. I'm not doing any of that. Take care of yourself. Take care of your hygiene. Take care of your teeth. Take care of take care of your body. Take care of yourself. And take it from somebody who's, I'm now mid-50s, things of that nature. Got a birthday coming up, June 26th, for all you cancers out there. Kudos. Happy birthday to cancer season. But be mindful of your health. Don't continue to deal with things, nagging things that because take it from somebody who a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, man, whew. To go into a situation where you go and you have to go to the hospital to get something, an apparatus placed in your body, and you have to deal with that for a couple of days to relieve pressure. And it's things that we go through as you get older. When you get in your 40s, you're going to have your prostate issues and things of that nature. Your prostate comes from a lot of different things. If you eat a lot of red meat, high in protein, that protein can increase your prostate. So be very wary of that, and you have to be able to balance that out. Everything can't be about meat, carnivore. You got to balance it out, because as you get older, your body cannot process these kind of things. It can't. And when you're younger, your body can sit back and do all of these type of things. It's wonderful. Everything's working in sync. Your pancreas working, your kidneys working, your lungs working, your heart is super, it's good. Man, when you get older and your body starts to shut down, everything is affected by it. If you're going to do the holistic way, that's fine. Do the holistic thing. But don't play around with your health. Because without your health, you can't do nothing else. You can't do nothing. And please believe, if you got an issue going on with your prostate, they got this thing, it's called a catheter. You don't want it. You don't want it. No. And let me explain this to you. You can be the strongest man that you know. Lift all these weights. Fight everybody. Beat up everyone. Manly man. Bruh. Watch you holler. I guarantee you holler. You don't want it at all. You don't want it. Every time that you move,